Celtic have been handed a massive blow for the rest of the season. We will discuss this in today's video whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last few hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Hearts' new part owner Tony Bloom has spent a lot of time in the media over the past few days after he made some bold claims that he expects the club to regularly compete for titles and even target a Scottish Premiership crown within the next decade. The chairman of Brighton, who took on a 29% stake in Hearts earlier this summer, announced his intention to disrupt the pattern of domination by Celtic and Rangers. Bloom, who transformed Union Saint-Gilloise into Belgian champions and guiding Brighton into the Premier League, made clear his expectations. He said, "If we have not won the league title in the next 10 years, I will be very disappointed," he said. His audacious vision has attracted both intrigue and scepticism in equal measure, but Jim Delahunt isn't among the doubters. Taking to social media, Delahunt remarked, "Those of us with a foot in football and racing know this guy is the real deal. Laugh all you want," he said. With data-driven methods, substantial investment, and a proven track record, Tony Bloom's involvement adds a compelling new narrative to the early stages of the 2025 to 2026 season. They got off to a great start against Aberdeen and did look impressive in spells. They may not be a real threat to the league title this year, but that could change in years to come, which would be great for Scottish football. Whether Hearts can truly pose a sustained threat to Celtic's dominance remains to be seen, but Tony Bloom isn't afraid to aim high. Now for the main story. The SPFL has wasted no time flexing its disciplinary muscle this season, issuing an early sanction to Celtic over pyrotechnic use at a home match against St Mirren. Celtic were found to have breached SPFL rules H36 and H37, which specifically prohibit the use of pyrotechnics at league fixtures. The breach occurred during the Celtics' 1-0 win over the Paisley side on Flag Day. The governing body has imposed a conditional penalty of 200 ticket reductions in the area of the stadium where the pyro display took place. This sanction is suspended for now, but it will be triggered if there's another incident involving pyrotechnics by Celtic supporters in the same area at any SPFL competition match before the 30th of June 2026. In simple terms, one more breach and 200 fans could be locked out of a future home match, a clear warning shot from the SPFL. We don't yet know the logistics of the ban should it come into force, given the area will be full of season ticket holders. While no immediate ticket reduction will take effect, the message is blunt. Future rule breaking won't be tolerated. The move indicates a stricter approach from the league this term, possibly in response to ongoing concerns over fan safety and the wider use of pyrotechnics across Scottish football grounds. This isn't the first time Celtic fans have drawn disciplinary focus for displays involving flares or smoke bombs. The Green Brigade, the club's most vocal ultras group, has often courted controversy with UEFA and domestic authorities over similar incidents. However, this latest action is firmly rooted in SPFL jurisdiction, and the league appears determined to set a precedent early in the 2025 to 2026 campaign. Clubs have long walked a tightrope between encouraging atmosphere and ensuring compliance. This sanction puts that balance back under the microscope at Celtic Park. As of now, the club has not publicly responded to the decision. In other news, former Celtic midfielder Matt O'Reilly is attracting fresh interest from across Europe, with French giants Marseille now joining the race to sign the Brighton man. O'Reilly, who left Parkhead just 12 months ago in a big money move to the English Premier League, has endured a challenging first season on the South Coast. Injuries and heavy squad rotation limited his impact at Brighton, and the 24-year-old could now be set for another move with multiple clubs circling. According to French outlet L'Equipe, Marseille are keen to strike a deal for the Danish international. The League One side are now under the stewardship of Roberto De Zerbi, the former Brighton boss, who knows O'Reilly well and is believed to be a big admirer. There's also understood to be interest from clubs in England and Italy, and Brighton could be tempted to cash in this summer if the right offer arrives. Celtic will be watching developments closely. The Scottish champions included a sell-on clause when O'Reilly made the switch to the Premier League, meaning they would benefit financially from any future transfer. With Marseille now entering the fray, the competition for his signature is only intensifying, and that could spark a bidding war, which in turn could drive up his price. In other news, Premier Sports have confirmed their pundit and broadcast team for the new Scottish Premiership season, with a few familiar faces set to feature regularly across their 22-game live schedule. The broadcaster, which stepped into the domestic league market last season by picking up games not selected by Sky Sports, will once again offer coverage of top-flight fixtures throughout the campaign. However, clubs still have final say over participation, with Celtic having declined to move last season's clash with Aberdeen to suit a Premier slot. Leading the Premier Sports coverage this season will be Connie McLaughlin, a well-known face among Celtic fans for her work on Celtic TV during the COVID seasons. She announced her role on social media, posting, "Oh, hello, we are back this weekend. I'm feeling very excited to tell you I'll be fronting at Prem Sports TV League coverage this season." McLaughlin will be joined in the studio by former Celtic defender Charlie Mulgrew, who returns to the panel after contributing last season. Also on the team are former Rangers defender Alan Hutton, Stephen Craigan, Michael Stewart and commentator Rory Hamilton. Premier's coverage kicks off this weekend at Ibrox, with McLaughlin adding her thanks to Martin O'Neill, Graham Souness and Billy Dodds for attending their season launch event. Celtic fans will be keeping an eye on which fixtures are chosen for broadcast and whether the club's stance on certain kickoff changes softens throughout the season. In other news, Martin O'Neill has weighed in on Brendan Rodgers' contract situation, admitting he would be taken aback if the Celtic manager were to walk away from the club. Rodgers has just entered the final year of his current deal, and while he has made clear his desire to stay and continue building, the lack of a new offer has raised questions over his long-term future. Talks have taken place with majority shareholder Dermot Desmond, but there has been no resolution so far. But he would only want to stay at Celtic if there was a real chance to keep progressing with Celtic, not just bobbing along. Speaking on the matter, former Celtic boss O'Neill believes it would come down to Rodgers' personal decision if he were to go, not the club's. He said this: "I would be very surprised myself if Brendan were to leave. I think Celtic would want him, and if Brendan was saying, 'Oh, I'll just see this one out,' then I bet it would only be his Brendan's choice," O'Neill said. Rodgers has stressed repeatedly that he is not interested in merely maintaining levels at Celtic and only wants to stay if the ambition matches his own. But with the manager now cranking up pressure on the board over recruitment and clarity on the direction of travel, the ball appears firmly in the club's court. Only Rodgers knows what he really intends to do, and fans will just have to wait until he makes his decision public. Lastly, Celtic B defender Ben McPherson has completed a season-long loan move to Scottish Championship side Partick Thistle. The 21-year-old, capped 5 times for Scotland at under-21 level, participated in Brendan Rodgers' side's pre-season preparations. McPherson was in Rodgers' starting lineup for Celtic's 3-2 defeat against Estrela Amadora in Portugal last month, and the youngster also appeared in the 4-0 victory over Premier League side Newcastle United at Celtic Park in the inaugural Adidas Trophy match. Speaking to Partick Thistle's official club website, Jags boss Mark Wilson was delighted to secure McPherson's services. He said this: "Ben is going to be an excellent addition to our squad here at Thistle. He fits in perfectly with the ethos we have here because of the energy and effort that he puts into the game, and having come through at Celtic, he knows how to use the ball too. Like Josh Clark, it's not his first loan at this level, so he's got a good idea of what to expect from the Championship, but at the same time, he doesn't think he knows everything and is keen to keep learning and developing," he concluded. During the 2023 to 2024 season, McPherson spent that campaign on loan at Queen's Park, making 26 appearances for the Spiders, contributing 1 assist. Towards the end of his loan spell at Queen's Park, McPherson sustained a severe ACL injury that sidelined him for most of last season. He will now join up with his Hoops Academy teammate Josh Clark at Firhill. The young keeper had to watch on last Saturday as Wilson's side suffered a 5-1 hammering to St Johnstone at McDiarmid Park on the opening week of the Championship season. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.